Good morning everyone. Do you know what happened while we were sleeping? From Karnataka to the rest of India, from the world stage to sports, business and science. Let's take a quick look at the stories everyone should know today. I am Shresht, your young reporter. Let's begin with the top 10 headlines. The Karnataka Examinations Authority has cancelled the Agriculture Officer and Assistant Agriculture Officer examinations scheduled for August 8 and 9. Karnataka has expanded its state cabinet with 19 new ministers taking oath. Several parts of India, including Karnataka, remain under close weather watch as the monsoon brings heavy rain in some areas. Medical admissions are moving ahead in Karnataka as the NEET UG counselling process continues. India's economic activity remains in focus as business and policymakers watch growth, inflation and other key indicators. ISRO continues work across satellites, launch vehicles and space technology while new opportunities are opening for young science and engineer graduates. India observed National Handloom Day on August 7, celebrating the country's weavers and traditional handloom heritage. Governments around the world continue discussions on major international issues including security, trade and cooperation. Cricket and other international sporting events continue this weekend, bringing another busy schedule for sports fans. Researchers around the world continue to work on new technologies in areas including artificial intelligence, climate research and space science. Now the stories behind the headlines. Let's begin here in Karnataka. The Karnataka Examinations Authority or KEA has cancelled the Agriculture Officer and Assistant Agriculture Officer examinations that were scheduled for August 8 and 9. For candidates, this is an important update and there is a simple lesson for everyone. Whenever an exam date changes, check the official website or official announcement before making plans. Don't depend only on messages shared in WhatsApp groups or social media. Now from examinations, let's move to Karnataka government. Karnataka has expanded its cabinet with 19 new ministers taking oath. But what exactly is a cabinet? A cabinet is a group of senior ministers who help the government run different departments. For example, there are departments for areas such as education, health, agriculture and transport. So when you hear the words cabinet expansion, it simply means more ministers have been brought into the government. And now let's look at something that affects almost everyone during this season, the weather. The monsoon continues to be active across parts of India. Weather agencies are keeping a close watch on areas that may receive heavy rain and thunderstorms. For families, weather alerts can be important for travel and daily plans. And for farmers, rainfall can be especially important because agriculture depends heavily on the monsoon in many parts of India. So before stepping out, checking the local weather forecasts is always a good idea. From the weather, let's move to education. For students hoping to study medicine, the next big step after the NEET examination is counselling. Through counselling, eligible students take part in the process of getting medical college seats. In Karnataka, the counselling process is being handled through the state's admission system. For students and parents, this is a reminder to follow the official schedule and instructions carefully, especially when documents and deadlines are involved. Now let's move from classrooms to the bigger economy. Economic news can sometimes sound complicated. Words like inflation, growth and employment appear in the news quite often. But here's the simple idea. The economy is about how people, businesses and the government earn, spend, produce and invest. When the economy grows, businesses may expand and more opportunities can be created. But prices, jobs and household expense also matter. That's why economic news is important not only for business people but for every family. Now let's turn our eyes upward. India's space program continues to develop new technology for satellites, launches and scientific research. The organization behind much of this work is ISRO, the Indian Space Research Organization. Space technology is not only about astronauts and rockets. Satellites can help with weather forecasting, communication, navigation, farming and disaster management. So when we talk about space, we are also talking about life here on Earth. And now let's take a moment to celebrate India's traditional skills. August 7 was National Handloom Day. It celebrates India's weavers and the traditional skills used to create hand-woven fabrics. Different parts of India have their own weaving traditions, designs and techniques. So handloom is not simply about clothing. It is also connected to Indian history, culture and livelihoods. From Indian traditions, let's take a quick look around the world. Around the world, governments continue working on major issues such as international security, trade and cooperation. These global decisions can sometimes affect other countries too. For example, changes in trade can influence businesses and prices, while international agreements can affect cooperation in areas such as climate, technology and security. That's why world news is important even when the event happens thousands of kilometers away. And now it's time for sport. Cricket fans have another busy weekend ahead. The 100 continues in England with women's and men's matches taking place. Sport isn't only entertainment. Major sporting events also bring countries and fans together and give athletes a chance to represent their teams on the world stage. We'll keep following the biggest sporting results in our daily bulletin. And finally, let's look at the fast-changing world of technology. Artificial intelligence is becoming one of the biggest technology topics around the world. AI can already help people with tasks such as analyzing information, recognizing patterns, and creating digital content. But technology also brings important questions. How should AI be used? How can information be kept safe? And how do we make sure people use new technology responsibly? These are questions that students growing up in a technology-filled world will understand more and more. Before we finish, here's today's question for you. We talked about Karnataka's new ministers this morning. Do you know what the group of senior ministers who help run the government is called? Option A, Cabinet. Option B, Parliament. Option C, Election Commission. Option D, Judiciary. Think about your answer and keep it ready. I won't reveal it now. Come back this evening for Young Reporter Shresht's Fun and Learn, and we'll find out if you got it right. And tonight we are stepping away from the news desk for something completely different. An interesting topic, some useful GK, a little history and a fun challenge. And that's all for this morning's news. From Karnataka to the world, there is always something happening around us. Keep your eyes open, keep asking questions and keep learning. I am Shresht, your young reporter. See you this evening for Fun and Learn. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.